Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 2, season 2, Far Verona. So, Mark and I had a brief conversation on the break about just how high Autumn Vasca's wound threshold is, just what number that is. And there were some assumptions that were made about how high that number was versus the reality of how high that number was. Now, instead of saying, instead of getting to the door, your head pops like a grape, I'm just going to say you're at the same level of danger you were at before. I mean, let's roll. Yeah. Let's just see. If you had been crit, you would have dropped down on the ground right where you were, 52. And you would have taken critical injury number 52, which is fearsome wound. Increase the difficulty of all presence and willpower checks by 1 until it's healed, which would be bad for you as a psychic. But thankfully, you used your precognition to avoid that horrible future, and instead you get to the machine shop. You got one more wound. Yeah, we'll still put you on 1, and that's fine. We'll just carry on. So you rush in and everything, but that's not where we begin. We fade in on a dilapidated looking kitchen. We see what used to be bright, shining, polished steel stoves and storage units, which have now long, like everything else here, gone to rust and damaged. They're all dented and scavenged through. And we see this quiet kitchen. The door bursts open, and a group of Crux soldiers come in, sweeping the place with flashlights, looking around. And we see at their feet there is a tank, some kind of like, I don't know, propane tank or something. It wouldn't be because it's the future, but propanium. And there is a shimmer in the air from gas escaping from the tank. The Crux soldiers do not notice it. They pass through this shimmer, and they come into the mess hall, and they start looking around, looking for her, and they're talking to each other.
Where is she? Heads up, I can't see her.
And they're sweeping the room, looking for this target, and then we hear a metallic clinking sound, and the soldiers look down as a grenade rolls into view. There is a shout.
Get down!
And then the whole kitchen explodes. So we cut to the outside, and we see the kitchen just blow up, throwing chunks of metal and concrete up into the air, and that entire building is just suddenly gone. The whole place shakes violently, and everyone's attention is drawn over to this massive explosion as the mess hall / kitchen bursts into flames. Meanwhile, in the machine shop, our group of fugitives have burst in. Autumn, you are winded. No serious wound yet, but everybody is now crammed into this machine shop. So this is a lot more crowded than the comm center was. There are benches covered in tools. Most of them have either been looted or are rusty. Right, this place has been picked pretty clean, but there are places with broken tools and various bits of industrial ephemera laying around the shop. Probably some replacement parts, maybe a drone that is partly been taken apart, and then there's a door that says above it in faded letters, "Vehicle Bay." So, Yasna, this was your plan. You lead everybody in. You want to just rush for the vehicle bay?
Yeah. Rush for the vehicle bay, and I'm going to fucking drop a boot to that door and just kick it open.
I mean, the door is rusted shut. But if you just want to run in and give it a kick, you can knock it off of it.
It's not even like a run. It's imagine it's almost like the T went out, like the broad shoulder plants with the left foot,
like a scary walk.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Like this is the kind of walk that somebody sees coming at them when they know they've goofed up. Like you don't want to be on the other end of this thing. Okay.
That door's in fucking trouble.
All right, yeah. So we see it for the shot from the other side of the door as you walk up and just boot it, and it cracks open. And inside we see the vehicle bay. Now there is a vehicle in here. There is a truck that at one point was used to carry livestock, but there's more to it than maybe you imagined. So this vehicle has obviously been refitted. There are heavy metal like plates that have been riveted to the outside. The wind screen in the front of the cab has been reinforced, so now there's only a little slot you can look through, but there's been metal plates welded onto it. The back area has been reconstructed so that it has a machine gun mount. Now there's no gun you can see, but there's a big sponson with a hook on top of a weapons mount point. There's a hard point on it. The tires have all been replaced with like heavy industrialized tires, and the whole thing, looks like a Mad Max combat vehicle.
It's like
completely out of place. Like there's
this smile just sort of like slowly comes on Yasna's face, and you could hear her say, she didn't turn to the TV, you just hear her say like, Farmer Brown has left us a present. And I just immediately go for the cab.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Now, do we know if this will start for us? Do we need any? Does it look like it needs any particular thing to start?
At a glance, there's no way to tell.
Johnny, come on. Let's get it going.
Right. But well, I mean, how are we gonna start this thing? Should I push us out of the barn? Faye?
There's like a moment where it's like, do you not know how vehicles work? It's like, I just go for the door and open it and see what we're dealing with here.
Johnny follows Yasna.
Okay. All right. So when you get inside, like the cab itself is like you can just open the door. So you pop the door open and you climb in, and there's the cab itself smells like grease and like engine fumes. The seats are, at one point they were some kind of synthetic leather, but they've worn down now. There's places where you can see like a spring sticking through. The interior doesn't seem to have been refitted quite as much as the exterior. But you notice that on the dashboard there's a sticker. And I think it's peeled and bent around the edges, but I think I can show you. Yeah, so you see this sticker stuck on the dashboard of the thing right next to the control mechanisms. There's no key in the ignition, but the ignition itself looks like it's been like heavily modified. So yeah, you could take a minute to kind of like have a look at this thing to figure out how it works. But yeah, the vehicle's been modified for sure. Internally as well as externally.
Okay. Is this something where I can use perception in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I think in this case it's a like a mechanics test, but not with. Well, let me see what mechanics is normally based on, because I think that would be the correct test. Normally based on int.
Crew?
Yeah.
Does anyone just in general like have just so that I understand your characters better, like piloting and or driving and or mechanical and or anything? Are we rolling raw here, team, or what?
Can anyone pilot this thing?
Intelligent, but not particularly well versed in physical skills. But she seems smart. Like she's displayed intellect before.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, Autumn. Like piloting a vehicle.
Yeah, I can't pilot and stuff. I can probably work out mechanics.
You would have serfs to do this for you.
Exactly.
I never
drove
drivers to drive you around. You don't know how to. It's.
But I can probably work out some basic machine stuff just with raw intellect of like,
you're smart.
That looks like it connects to that and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
But I can't drive.
You want to take a look at it?
Garbo. Probably not. I'd probably be more focused on trying to bandage or something like the laser burn scored across my arms or something. I'm probably like wrapping, like trying to do medicine, like use like some skills to try and, prevent myself from going into shock or something.
Okay. So Yasna, looking for help, finds none. Autumn seems like in way over her head here.
Real pain.
Yeah, Johnny, you have your friend clinging to you.
Yeah, Johnny is like
Christine
the
is just
brute strength here right now, and he's not great with anything that involves like tech. He's very
okay.
just out of the loop. So he can offer a helping hand if you like need to like break something, but or if you need to like yeet it
Sure.
out of the freaking vehicle bay, he'll help. But
So
in terms
you're all
of
like kind of looking
programming
at
and
each other
intellect,
like, I can't do this. It's not me.
I-
Haley,
yeah,
what
I
do
think
you do?
Orm's
Are
not
you
even
just playing with
looking,
your
like,
toy? You're
Haley's
just like,
Orm's not
you
even
still have control over
registered
this
there's a problem.
drone. Yeah.
I
I'm
still
curious, as we
control over
pan
the
across
drone.
everybody, we get to Haley. What are you doing? Yeah, you're still holding the drone controller, right? You ran with it inside.
Like crashed the drone.
No, it didn't crash. You couldn't convince it to crash into the shuttle. The VI built into it was like, no, that would destroy us. We can't do that. So it's floating around outside right now. You still have control over it.
I can't see it, or is there a panel on the controller that shows me?
Cam.
No,
or
there's no
webcam.
cameras, but you could get to a window if you want.
Are you
Yeah,
with us?
I had.
Yep.
Sorry,
Are you
yeah,
with us?
I moved with y'all. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think she'd given up on the idea of the drone. Like her intention was to crash it, and then that
Okay, so you've just discarded
it's
the.
sort of.
Okay.
I didn't discard it, but I don't think she's not tall enough for a window.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
fair.
don't
You
know.
have to climb up on a desk.
I don't think that's her focus. I think it served its purpose.
Okay.
And now we're focused on. She's sort of trying to follow Yasna's lead.
Okay.
She can. I think maybe though she would try and kind of climb up into the seat and see if there was any sort of computer element to the vehicle, because she might not be very versed in mechanics, but her dealing with the drone has taught her a little bit about computer stuff.
Okay. All right. So you come over and
Seriously.
like, it's a big truck, so like it takes you a second to climb up into it, or someone has to give you a boost because you literally can't reach,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
I boost
so Yasna,
Haley.
you're in the cab. Yeah, you reach down and grab Haley and pull her up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Haley, you're in the cab of this very, very big truck. You cannot reach both the pedals and the wheel at the same time.
Is there any sort of computer element to it, or is it all?
Yeah. There's a
Nice.
hastily. You can see that the panel, the little control panel, has been opened, and then the panel's been put back on because the rivets don't match the panel. The rivets are shiny and the panel isn't, and there's scratch marks all around the outside of the panel. So it's clear that it's been taken off and replaced.
Okay, I think maybe she'll try and do a similar thing that she did with the drone, is try and use the computer to sort of find a manual ignition without the key, or not manual, but I guess digital ignition.
Yeah,
Definitely.
where how do
the
they
Prius
make
remote
that? Okay.
start.
Yeah, make a I think in this case it's still a mechanics check, but if Yasna is helping you, you can get an extra blue die.
I'm helping.
Yeah. Okay. So the two of
Okay,
you are
and
up
then
in the cab.
how many purple? Sorry.
Just one purple to figure out how to get this
Okay.
thing to turn on.
And then computers.
In this case, yes. If you there's like you can turn the power on and the automated, like there's fuel in the thing. Its fuel cell is still got some juice in it. Okay. All right. Good shapes
shape.
all around.
Good shape.
This is a good
Good
roll for
shape.
you.
Good
So
shape. Good shapes.
So you and Yasna both managed to figure out, okay, like here's how it goes. There's a new, so you turn it on and the normal boot up sequence starts, right? Where it's like the Acre logo, the kind of rhombus, like starts up. Acre starts to come across the screen, then it flickers and turns off, and you see a low res, like a red flower, like a bloom on the screen instead, and then it runs a bunch of like hacked firmware. And then there's just a little like touchscreen, and you can just hit go, like hit ignite, and it'll turn the vehicle on. But basically, somebody has clearly hacked the firmware of this farm vehicle, and then hacked the hardware too to make it into like a combat jeep, basically. So while Haley and Yasna are inside, outside, right, there's this explosion. It's bought some time. Unit B shoots the drone down. They finish lasering it, and the drone gets crashed onto the ground. And then we see the doors open for the shuttle, and another group of 4 Crux officers come out. One of them, their armor is decorated slightly differently. They have some on their chest panel. There's some kind of like medal or like indication of service. And so they get out, and this officer looks around, and we hear them say,
Right, well, fine. I guess I'll have to do this myself. Come on, you lot.
and she turns and she starts taking these guys over this way towards the vehicle bay. So she's headed in that direction. Her and her three goons. So you have some time though, as she's approaching, as this is going on in the vehicle bay. What are you doing, Johnny and Autumn? You have a minute while Haley and Yasna are getting the vehicle up and running.
Yeah, I was going to say why they were doing that. I think Autumn would have literally been what I said, which is like trying to like, apply some sort of using a med kit to, painkillers or some sort of like, stuff to prevent a gunshot. Like I'd like to do a medicine to try and regain wounds.
Yeah. So you can use psionics to do like a heal action. You can also use if you think you'd be carrying around a med kit. It's probably not full, right? Because you just used it to try to save somebody who died. What do you want to do? Do you want to do it mundane or with the powers of the mind?
I mean, I think in terms of skills, they're both exactly the same for me at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. I think in the moment,
so let's talk about your options. So
yeah,
medical painkillers. Here we go. Painkillers are a term for consumable healing items. Automatically heals 5 wounds. The second painkiller only heals 4, then 3, and so on.
Diminishing, so it's like Star Wars.
Painkillers.
That's just like a healing item.
If
you just use the skill to like get successes as well. You
actually don't need to roll. You can just administer them as long as you have a free hand. Everything else takes time. So I think for painkillers, I think you have 1 use of them unless you want to spend a story point to find like a first aid kit to recover from here.
Okay, but I can't use medicine, the skill, or my biosonics to just regain wounds. I can't use that to just rather than using our last painkillers. Okay.
So let's see. So you have 1 more painkiller that you can use, or let's see how your psionic healing stuff works. So
I think I'd want to save
psionics. Yeah, right. With psionics, if you want to take the heal action, let's see. Remove damage or strain. You would make a roll, I think, and then for each. Right, I set a difficulty, and then for each success, you can heal one thing.
Yeah.
Again, heal is mostly for like healing actual wounds is pretty hard. You would use medicine and like biopsionics to heal critical wounds and to speed healing off time. Yeah, and that's how the balance works. Okay, so you want to try to use biopsionics to recover a little bit, or
I think I'm gonna have to. Yeah, because I don't want to use this painkiller just yet, just in case.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna spend the 2 strain to activate your power.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 2 strain.
I got strain to spare.
Okay.
And then what's the difficulty? Because I know in like the other systems, it's normally like based on how much health you have left. Like if you are under half, then it's 1, and over half it's 2 or something.
I think it's 2. Yeah, at this point. I think.
So basically. yellow, green, and then against 2.
Yeah. And make sure you click out. And let's see. Hey, did it on the first go. Awesome.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can heal 1 wound, and you recover 1 of those 2 strain you spent. All right, so not great. You take a minute.
Nope.
What does it look like? Is there a physical view of this, or do you just feel better?
I think that it's where she got shot. It like scorched across like the side of her torso, and she just kind of holds her hand over it for a moment and concentrates, and her breathing becomes very strong as you kind of hear like the of her heart. And then just the skin begins to like regenerate faster. Like, she speeds up her natural healing to kind of just take away some of the pain and stuff like that, but doesn't have enough time. Then maybe the explosion kind of shocks her out of it, and she looks up and sees the car starting and makes a run to go towards that, I think.
This is where we would get one of those like really popular in the early 2000s effects shots of like blood, like hemoglobin, like regenerating and like, yeah. Cool. We just spend a bunch of our sci-fi effects budget on that shot. Okay, cool. So you do that. You take a minute to center yourself and use your psionic power to funnel healing energy through your body.
Terrible dice roll.
Johnny, it didn't go great, right? You traded one strain for one wound, which isn't bad. But Johnny,
Yes.
you're watching all of this stuff happen, and Christine, I think, is looking at you, and she says, she's like, what are we gonna do, Johnny? What are we gonna do? There's so many of them, and they have guns, and we don't have guns. And even if we had guns, they'd just shoot us. I saw what happened. Martin is just lying out there in the. Is he dead? What are we gonna do?
No. Martin's not dead. Martin's fine. Listen, I know Martin, and he is strong. He's a strong guy. He'll be fine. And he takes kind of like both of her shoulders and just kind of like squeezes them a little bit. You know how it's like when they give you like a reassuring, like just kind of squeeze.
It's the line between the gentle reassuring like back and forth motion and the like snap out of it shake is so thin, so very thin.
It's so thin. But Johnny has
give her like a
perfected it
little
because-
shake. But
this is like after years of rowdy, people at bars. He's just trying to like use the technique to calm her down. So he's just like, hey, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. And he just kind of lets her vent. Because that's really all he can do right now. He can see that she's in a lot of stress. But he's stressed as well, but he's definitely more versed in like dealing with angry, nervous, scared people. So he's trying his best to calm her down.
Somewhere in your programming, the need to mix this person a beverage is like very strongly like your drink making protocol is like already telling you like exactly what to make for this person to get them to calm the fuck down and analyzing. And I think we would probably see that from your perspective and like some kind of like sub-processor is analyzing her facial response, the pupil dilation, the sound of her voice is like modulating in a frame, and it's offering up products to sell her to calm her down.
Yeah, a lot of whiskey and mixers are popping up in his head right now. Something that's goes down real smooth and just kind of, oh man, that's a lot better. And he wishes he had a bottle of whiskey right now, just a smooth, just he hears the pour. He has a little flair to it. And
sadly, this is a dry county.
So he is just at this point trying to counsel her the best that he can, trying to offer an ear.
Yeah.
As a bartender does.
Sure. You know what? Let's have you roll to see if you can chill her out, because she's pretty panicky, but this is a thing that you can do. Let me see social skills. This is a charm roll. This is definitely a charm roll. You're charming her into relaxing. She's pretty squirrely. Let's say 3 purples.
3 purples. Okay.
She's very shaken.
And this is charm, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh no.
Nope. He does not get that.
All right. So three bad shapes and 3 moderate shapes. So you do get the 3 advantage, right? So you can spend it to reduce your own strain, right? Which is sort of funny that you don't help her, but it calms you down to act like you're helping. So you can recover strain if you have it. You can give the next person that acts a blue die. So you have some options with that stuff. You can spend it as you like.
I don't want to metagame because I feel like the next person who acts is probably going to do a lot more than Johnny could right now.
I mean, it's super doesn't matter. You're making a choice as like Elspeth, player of the game, and then you describe. Then we figure out what that means in the system. Yeah. So don't worry about metagaming. That's the whole point, right? Spending these is currency that you get to tell the story. So you can spend it to
Yeah, I think then
you can also. So there's some other notes. We haven't used the social encounters one. You can learn a strength or flaw of the targeted character with 2 of them. You could spend all 3 to learn her desire or fear, right? From her character sheet.
Mhm.
So you could get a deep insight about this if you're interested in the character stuff. Or you
Yeah.
can spend them to recover strain or throw around blue dice.
Mm, I think I'll do the blue dice because dice. Gonna spend a blue thing to help the next
You want to give out a
person.
blue one?
Yes.
Okay.
To help whoever's going to act
So
next, which is
any allied characters, you can pick a person and give them a blue die.
probably gonna go to Haley because I feel like she's the
Okay.
one trying to actually get this machine running for us.
Okay.
Mhm.
That costs 2 advantage. So Haley,
Okay.
you take a blue die on your next one. Just put a +1 blue on your own, and then you get one
Thank
more, and you recover 1 strain, Johnny.
Okay. Excellent.
That's
Now,
really cool. I hadn't
what
looked
about
at.
the failures?
So those don't mean anything. They just mean you don't get what you want. She
Failed.
doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't make it worse. She's still
See.
just as panicky as before.
Just as panicky. Okay. Because see, for
Yeah.
me, the more X's I see, the more I'm like, oh God, that's like critically bad.
So those X's just mean whatever you told me you wanted, you don't get. Now, if you saw a critical failure on there or some threat, then I could spend it to make things worse for you. But you just
I
basically
see.
tells you, did you get what you wanted? If so, how much? If no, you just don't get it. So no, she's still like panicking and freaking out a little bit, and she's just like clinging to you. And I think she says to you, she's like, just don't leave me behind, Johnny, please. Just stay close. And she like clings to you.
Hey, you got it. You got it. He's like hugging her at this point, just trying his best, right? Pat on the
Yeah.
back. And he's also clinging to her because that's one of his worst fears is being left behind. So he totally gets it.
The two of you, and I don't know, maybe Autumn, you noticed this, but it looks like Johnny and Christine, and maybe this is a human insight. Maybe this is because you see them as in some way as having been programmed, but they're caught in a loop. It's two AI talking to each other. It seems to you that Christine is programmed to be needy and helpless, and Johnny has been programmed to be like reassuring and helpful. And so they're just feedback looping off of each other, where the more helpless she is, the more Johnny wants to protect her. And the more Johnny acts like a brave protector, the more helpless she acts so that he'll keep doing it. And the two of them are just like cascading this behavior.
This is why
They're
Johnny needs
having
a firmware upgrade to stop this loop.
emotional kernel panic is happening right now between the two of them. So while that's going on, while they're getting locked into that, Yasna and Haley, the whole vehicle bay like comes to life with this heavy thrum of this engine. The hydrogen battery ignites. The thing turns on. The big panels on the front snap open, and the headlights blast the front door, which is currently shut. Outside, we cut to Kodiak's Vi Unit A. They hear this, and they separate out so that if you come blasting out the door, then you won't run them over. You have a vehicle. It is a tough vehicle. There's room in the cab for 3 people in the like bucket seat, and then in the back, like the back area, it's been refitted so you could fit another like 6 people in the bench seats and 1 more standing in front of the turret with no gun on it right now.
Cool. And where's Johnny? And it's just me and Haley in the cab.
You're in the
correct?
cab. Yeah.
Okay. I turn to Haley and say, I'm going to grab Autumn and open the doors. And I get out and
Okay.
Okay.
Are you
Autumn
expecting me to drive
I think-
this?
First time, I think, yeah.
like kicking off the
I
bench.
can't reach the pedals.
I will help you. Don't worry. Let me get them and we'll go. And
Just yell.
but I have to open the doors. So
Okay.
I think Autumn is starting to like move towards the car at this point. Like she's probably finished trying to heal and is like standing up and looks like she's making her way towards you guys.
yeah. So I guess as I head towards the doors, I would say, Autumn to the cab, Johnny in the back. And then go to the doors and see if there's chain or a button or garage door
there'd be
opener.
There would be it's a vehicle bay in like a machine shop. So instead of a button, there'd be like a hanging, like an industrial version of a garage door opener, like a hanging thing with a red button on it. You'd hit.
Okay. I guess I like put my fist over like I'm about to, hit it and just kind of like
Mhm.
wait for everything else to happen because I don't want to open the doors before we're ready.
Johnny, is he able to like break away from Christine, or is he still like caught in this feedback
I
loop?
think she's clinging to you, so you'll have to actively
Clinging.
be like, okay, just get off me for a second.
Got it. Okay. Well, he doesn't want to do that because that's not in his like coding. So he wants to help Yasna because he can, help open the doors and everything. But I think at this point he's just going to be like stuck here, just consoling Christine until they're ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, Christine goes where you go.
Yep.
Okay. So when you are ready to open the door, Yasna, where is everybody?
Autumn is in the cab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Autumn and Haley are in the cab.
Is in the cab.
Yeah.
Johnny and forgive me, I forget her name.
It's okay. She has two separate
Christine.
names. So her name is Chris. I will accept Christine or Catherine as her name. This isn't the first time
Christine
this has
or
happened to a
Catherine.
person in Far Verona.
And then I guess once everyone's there, then I'm like doing that thing where I hit the button and then run as soon as I hit it.
All right, so
Nice.
Johnny and Christine are in the back. Autumn and Haley are in the cab. You're gonna hit the button, and then what do? Because everything starts happening when you hit that button.
I'm going to go to the. I'm in. Oh, Haley. Sorry.
Everybody
No,
can be
sorry.
ready to do something, but I just want to know because you all look at each other like, okay, and go. Here we go. So I just need to know that when the doors start to open, what do you all do?
Johnny immediately is like, all right, we gotta get the emotions. Like, hey, all right, I'm gonna drag you now because we're just gonna kind of shuffle over here if we're gonna
she
stay
stays close
embraced.
to you. So she gets into the back and sits down, and she looks nervously at the bench, and she looks at you, and she's like, don't you think these things should have seatbelts?
Yeah, probably. But you know what? Here's what I'll do for you. I'll just put my hand out like this. I have a very steady arm, and you just sit behind my arm like that, okay?
Yeah. So she sits down and she holds like the bar on a roller coaster.
Like a roller
She
coaster.
clings to your forearm. Yeah, just clings to your forearm and looks at you. And she's just like her eyes, like the look on her face reflects this very delicate balance of gratitude and terror. And so she just like holds onto it and gives you a like my hero face. So you get in, you sit down, you hold on with your other arm and like hold her in. Okay, all right. So when the door opened, you're just basically like keep an eye on her, and you're back trying to keep out of the way of getting shot. That's the plan. Stay behind cover. Okay. All right. Autumn,
Yep.
what are you doing?
I am going to two
Waiting.
things which I don't know. Yeah, I am doing that. I'm in incredible pain, but I am also going to do I want to bust like the precog now?
Yeah.
I think she would ready.
Would you like to
well,
see into the future?
I think so. I think that what she's doing, she scrambles like into the cab next to Haley, and then sort of like trying to ducks down into like kind of like trying to get as much protection from the dashboard or whatever that she can, and then closes her eyes and tries to see what's gonna happen in the next few moments, in the next few minutes.
Reach out with your feelings. Okay. Yeah. So the question is, it becomes more difficult because folks who are familiar with the first season, precog in this universe requires more and more skill the farther into the future you want to see. So how far ahead are you looking, Countess?
Like, I think into the immediate, like what's going to happen when those doors open and the immediate kind of like thing. So, and the idea would be to try and get a glimpse of like where they're going to be shooting so that I can try and warn Yasna, or I can, pull Haley down if they're going to shoot the front of the cockpit or something like that. I'm trying to get an immediate glimpse of when those doors open, what's going to go down for maybe like the next minute after those doors open.
All right. Take two strain and roll your recognition. It's gonna just be one purple die. Because it's only up to a minute ahead.
Okay. Yep. That's all right.
Nice. Look at you. You get a refund on the strain and you get a success.
Can I use the advantage to not get strain but give a boost to someone?
Yeah, you
can like me shouting out a warning. Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you want to give that blue die to? With two you can pick. Okay.
Yeah, I'll pick Yasna. So
Haley
and it's like
Haley
me
and
seeing
Yasna
something and
both
calling
now.
out. Yeah.
Okay. So what you see in the future is the Yasna hits the button and jumps into the cab. Who's going to be piloting this vehicle? Because we established Haley can't.
I think it has to be Yasna.
Did we establish that? Oh, because of this. Yeah.
Haley cannot reach the pedals.
Cannot.
Her little legs, her chubby little synth legs cannot reach the pedals, and it is not possible.
Chubby. Wow.
You're like a little baby. There's a little bit of so that
80. I'm 80.
I'm 80. So you cannot reach the pedals. So Yasna, it has to be you, I think. So jump in the driver's seat and gun it.
The soldiers.
Okay. So here's what you see, Autumn. You see the vehicle. You see Yasna jump in. You see the vehicle take off at a tear. Come outside, you see Unit A split into two people on either side of the vehicle bay's entrance. They stand on either side. As you drive past them, they roll grenades under the vehicle and they blow up. And the vehicle like pitches up sideways and falls over and people are thrown from the back. It's a whole mess.
Okay.
Well, so if we want to end the show 30 minutes early, like let's just go with that.
So if you don't do anything, they will attack the vehicle with grenades from the underside. And
okay, well, that's what I yell as Yasna like runs in, or like I call out as she's waiting for the door. I'm just like, Yasna, they're gonna grenades as soon as we drive out. They're gonna roll grenades under the truck. Do something.
How reinforced is this truck?
The sides and the front and the top, they're great. Underneath, not so much.
The truck, yeah. It's
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to put both
Can we reverse out the back? Is there
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Yeah. You're gonna drive it through the back wall
on the wheel, and I just look over at Autumn. You better be right, and just reverse and go out the back.
Sick.
Maybe before also Johnny, hold on.
Johnny just braces like.
Okay, so when you like drop it into, and I guess it wouldn't be physical. You hit reverse on the panel. It like flickers a little bit. The vehicle transmission goes into reverse. You slam on the engine, and when it starts to go, Christine looks at you, Johnny, and she's like, "Wait, it's going the wrong direction!" And then you pitch backwards as the vehicle goes. And Yasna, make a. This is a drive roll for sure because it's a wheeled vehicle. You're not piloting.
Story
so
point
you're gonna
upgrade.
make a driving roll.
I do have the +1 from Autumn, right?
Yeah. So you've got a blue die. Okay. So here, we'll take it slow and we'll add modifiers. Okay. So you're adding a blue die. So the difficulty to break through the wall with this truck, the truck's pretty tough. So let's call it 2, just an average difficulty. So put 2 purple in there. Then I'm going to spend a story point to upgrade that difficulty. So put an upgrade on the right side. So you should have 2 purple and 1 upgrade. No, don't put in a red. Just put 2 purple and put the number 1 in the upgrade.
Got it.
Yeah. So upgrading the difficulty. Would you also like to spend a story point? You can upgrade your skill.
I mean, I was going to say, what you don't know in the story point is that Johnny went over there with whatever little claws Johnny used to climb and just
Johnny did not have time to dig a hole in the wall like an echidna. So you can, if you want, you can upgrade you can put an upgrade on the left-hand side if you spend a story point.
Okay. What is the
Little
story?
known
What are
fact:
you
Johnny
doing?
Collins used to be a digging robot, I guess.
Used
Well-
to be a drill back in the day. That was a good
Yeah.
try,
Like
though,
Bender.
Wheat.
What
yeah,
would
it's like
the-
you're a
Still-
Mega Man bad guy. Like I used to be Drill Man, now I'm Drink Man.
Da-da-da-da-da.
what
man.
what
So-
is the story? So I would get an upgrade point, but what is it?
if you spend a
For
story
your side,
point,
yeah.
you can put one upgrade on the left hand side.
Right.
So it'll
Of
turn one of your
my-
green
my
dice
dice
into a
pool.
yellow die.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
I think we
Okay,
got
so we
to.
both spend one. We both spend one story point. So good. All right, and then so on the left hand
And-
side, just to double check,
And
on the left hand side you should have one upgrade and one blue die. And on the right hand side you should have 2 purple dice and 1 upgrade. Is that what it looks like?
can I like turn to Haley and say, make sure I hit nothing? And have her watch.
Oh,
the
yeah,
back.
okay.
Okay, so Haley, what are you doing to help? Are you like?
Can I
'cause
turn on
what-
the
if you
backup
can- if-
cam?
Yes. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Okay.
The wall.
This vehicle is
Yeah.
reversing.
So you hit a button and a little like janky, staticky hologram like comes up and it shows the back wall. And again, this is your second interaction with a proximity sensor today. Once you put it in reverse, the truck's VI is like beep beep beep, like don't back up, you're gonna hit the wall. But that doesn't matter. You can do it anyway. But yes, if you are also helping, put one more blue die on your side, Yasna.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
do this as much
And
as you
now-
can.
We roll.
And then you're gonna
Not
roll
like another
driving.
Keep going. Keep going.
more crunch. Not too far. You hit the wall.
Oh, too far.
Okay.
Just like, yeah.
Sorry, I don't have my. There we go. Gotta watch.
Oh yeah, don't forget to click your cursor off to the side so they're
Yeah,
all
click
counted.
somewhere
Yeah.
else before you
I'm on.
click and then roll.
I didn't
He's
have
got
that.
it.
You got that
problem.
habit?
I know
Alright,
how to use
here we
roll
go.
20. Apparently,
Good
no, I'm
shapes.
just kidding. Here we go. Driving team. I'm gonna do this for the kids. Let's go.
God damn it.
So
And
despite
you know,
all
it's just
that,
like one solo fuck
so
you X.
blank.
just
Right
one,
here.
one little fuck you.
Nothing on the blues. Like,
Yeah, the
ugh.
blues do nothing. Nobody's help matters for shit. Your natural skill and the upgrade are great, but they're countered out by the bad situation. So everybody's like, hold on, here we go. And you gun it and it slams into the back wall. Everybody like shakes, but you don't break through the wall. And outside, the crux like officers look at each other like,
Now go for gun it. They're distracted.
What the fuck are they doing in there?
and then so you're all the way back. You've slammed into the back wall. There's concrete dust like falling from the ceiling. You got a good run up now, so there's like a good extra 2 meters in front of you.
Hell
Is
yeah.
there is there another vehicle in the vehicle bay?
There is not. No, this is the only vehicle in the bay.
Is there like
Is there like a different truck we could use that doesn't suck so bad? Or
Is there no, sorry, I'm trying to think of something else. Is there like a barrel or something like that?
there could
Like a
be.
big-
What sort of a
big box?
barrel?
A metal barrel, something with heft or weight? Like a metal
Yeah,
barrel.
I think that it makes sense for those kinds of things to be around. If you need like not
Okay.
a special barrel, then yes.
Johnny, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, what if we try to use the front door, but you use your big strong man arms to throw a barrel out before us and it'll set off the grenades before we exit.
Okay.
Here,
All
have
right.
this banana Donkey Kong climb up on the roof and throw barrels at them. So what happens is
Okay.
one of the Crux officers takes out a giant mallet and starts swinging it over their head as fast as they can, and then they hit you and you fall off the map. So, it was a
Okay,
good plan though.
Christine, you stay right there. I'll be right
Johnny
back.
Kong.
Is it a red barrel? That's a big question. Is it an
Mhm. Yeah.
explosive
Well,
barrel?
So
Jasna
yeah, I
can-
mean, Now the thing is, no, you Autumn, you know this about how continuity works is that even just driving backwards into the wall has changed. Your future is no longer the future where you drive out and get hit with grenades, right?
Yeah.
So like you've changed something. You don't know what the future looks like now. You've diverted to another path.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just basically say, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen now. Things have changed. Maybe we could, distract them or something first. I'm gonna start holding my head.
That's Johnny's aim. He mechanically jumps out the car, and I don't know how else to say it because it's very like methodical. It's just open door, hop out, land square on his feet, and kind of like starts making his way towards the barrel, and attempts to pick it up. And
Christine immediately starts panicking. Like, where are you going? No, don't leave me. Don't leave me. And she gets up and she follows you as you walk over and you like heft up a barrel. Where are you gonna go to she's gonna follow you because she's attached to you. She doesn't want to go anywhere you're not. So is the plan to like leave out the side and then like come out here and cause a distraction, or like what? Because the front door is still closed and we don't know what Unit A is doing out there.
Well, it could be we open that door like we were going to and then send the barrel out first before it's fully opened, or if there's roof access, could throw it off the roof down onto the mines, but I kind of like the door option better.
Yeah, I mean, opening the door and then having like slightly, and then having like the barrel just be rolled, I guess, so that it sets off the grenades would be good. Johnny is gonna see, since Christine follow him, he's gonna try and like ask her to maybe like open the door and see what she does.
Okay, Christine.
Okay.
I need you to. You see that button over there? I need you to go.
She looks over and
push it.
She's like, okay. And she's like got like a line of snot like dripping out of her nose and her tears on her face. She's terrified you're gonna abandon her.
I'll be right here. I'm right here. I'll be right. You can see me do this. I'm gonna roll a barrel out underneath the door, and you're just gonna push the button. Just enough. Just enough.
And then what? Then what do we do? I
And then
don't
we'll
like
be
this,
safe.
Johnny.
We'll be safe after that.
I'm just gonna look at Yasna and Haley and just be like, I'm not even sure they're still gonna throw grenades. This is a real gamble.
Well, we're just gonna have to take that chance, won't we?
So when you say that, when you're like, we're just gonna have to take that chance, that's when she looks at you, she's like, I don't, it's a button, it's so scary, and she hits it, and she presses the button, and her arm doesn't blow off or anything, and the door starts to open, and instead of your vehicle coming out the door, you hurl a barrel at them.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the plan, dude.
But it's an explosive pesticide barrel.
Yes.
If you want to spend a story point, we can now, as the barrel leaves your hands, we can determine what's in the barrel.
Leans out the side window, one fucking pistol shot.
Well, so that's the question, right? So all right, Johnny, what's in the barrel? Is it a red barrel? Is there something explosive inside?
Ants.
Why would there be ants in the barrel? No, it's not a barrel
Elspeth's
full of
just like,
ants.
I'm gonna fuck this shit up.
They're ants. They're ants, but hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
They are machines, and they're only activated when the barrel is opened, and they are meant to destroy anyone on the farm that is not meant to be there. So since these guys are in the vehicle bay, they're cool. But these guys, since they're outside and they're near to like the crops, they're a threat.
And there's a grav tank in the barrel too, Adam.
I feel like killer defense ants might be slightly like I was trying really hard as you were speaking. I was trying so hard to like take what you were giving me and be like, all right, how can I bring this back into sanity? How can I like lean this? How can I say yes and to this? Yes and
You just say
but
yes,
you know,
and the ants kill everyone on.
yes,
on us.
ant.
I
I
thought-
just don't.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think I could say yes, ant here.
They
I
are
think
they are crop cleaning nanomachines that.
So we
seek
already
out-
know. So hold on though. We already know that this facility uses pesticides to deal with that,
Oh.
right? So they wouldn't also have on top of that a much more expensive tech level 3 nano ant swarm to use. I think having something dangerous in the barrel is fine, but I think as we add on layers of the believability is a little strained on this one. So let's try. Give me another one. Try it again.
Is it though? Is
Human
It
teeth.
is.
Teeth.
It is. What? No, it can't be. Why would there be a teeth barrel?
It could be.
Just-
We're in a vehicle bay. It's like gasoline or
Yes.
fuel or
Yes, it could be
Fuel
fuel.
ant,
It could
maybe.
be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Robot
But
ant.
I'm sad that we can't make Elspeth's dreams happen. That's what
Me
you're
too.
doing.
Not
Adam.
yet.
Crushing a
What?
player's
Not
dream.
yet.
It is my job
vehicles-
to keep.
do
I'm trying to
vehicles
creative
run-
direct this shit. There's no bad ideas. There's just wildly inappropriate ones. Take that swarm of murderous nano ants.
Mhm,
Just
mhm,
pin it on your idea board,
mhm.
and then later, when you're like in a triangulum weapons facility and you need a swarm of nano ants, we can take it down and use it again. But for right now, it's just like a little over the top for this certain situation.
Okay.
Fuel,
What do
explosives,
vehicles run
farming
on
equipment.
in this vehicle bay?
Hydrogen cells.
So
But
maybe it's
there
just
would
a
al- there
barrel
might
full of
also be-
hydrogen, and Johnny handles it with care because he's used to handling kegs, so he doesn't want it to explode.
The thing is, this is cinematic, so we don't have to specify that it's like a specific kind of thing. It could just be like a flammable substance. That's fine. Because I don't think you keep
Anti-mech.
hydrogen in barrels. Liquid hydrogen? Would
small
you-
tank.
I don't.
Yeah, it's
I'm not a
small
fucking
tank.
chemist, but anyway,
Something
yes,
Small tank.
something flammable.
So it's flammable, yes. Something okay, so
Yeah,
it's something
an
flammable.
explosive
It's a
substance. Okay.
mystery flammable liquid that's in this barrel,
Okay.
and Johnny just rolls it out there like a bowling ball.
Okay. You hurl it into the commons. It bounces off the ground, rolls towards them. The team Unit A, they see a target and they open fire. It explodes. There's a burst of flame. You hear they like stagger back. You hear their commander shout,
It's a fucking barrel, you knobs.
and then they like scatter,
Love
and
you,
she's just like,
Anaheim.
no, you fucking no, it's just a barrel. It's a distraction, you idiots. While they're distracted, what do you do? Their commanding officer seems to be the only one that is like, hang on a second.
Can I,
but what do you,
if
what
I
do you wanna
see
do?
that woman giving orders, can I try and synaptically knock her out like I did before?
Yeah, you want to attack her with your mind.
It's like I want to
Okay.
attack her with my mind cannon. My
All right.
put pressure on the brain.
Your brain beams. Okay. All right. So let's see. It is a biopsionic attack. Are you trying to like kill?
No.
You trying to kill her or just like stun her?
Knock her out.
Yeah. Okay.
Render her
all right.
unconscious. Like flick on the brain.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
if
for
she's
an
not there to lead
attack,
them, then
it's
yeah.
it's an easy. Basically, it's just like an easy check linked to the skill that you make. It deals damage equal to your willpower.
okay.
And yeah, you can add the stun. You can make it a difficulty 2 roll if you add the stun condition. Magic attacks are actually really cool in this because you can customize every attack. So we could work out
You
some
know
like
what?
special ways that you do this later, like
let's
as a little.
let's go for the 2.
thing,
Let's go
but
for the
for
2
now-
difficulty.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
2
add in
difficulty.
two purple. Yeah.
Yep.
2 purple. And that way it adds the stun quality to the
Uh-huh.
weapon. And it'll deal. What's your willpower?
3.
3. Okay, so it'll deal 4. It'll deal 3 damage plus 1 per uncanceled success.
Success.
On
Okay.
top of that,
Ready?
and it costs you 2 strain.
Oh!
Nice.
Wow.
It's the best shape. The best shape that there is. All
best
good
shape.
shapes and
It
a
exists.
crit.
Woo!
It exists.
Dude,
The holy grail of
extra
shapes.
damage.
Right.
an advantage and a triumph. And I
Yeah.
had
So
22
let me
strength to do
see because I think stun might flat knock her out, or she might have to make a roll. Let me look at the weapon qualities for stun.
Brain.
Well done.
Let's see.
that. Those
yeah.
are good shapes. Thanks, team.
Great shapes. All right. Stun inflicts
Like
strain
an
equal to the
AoE?
weapon's stun rating. It's not damage. It's not reduced by soak. You deal. I think this is enough to knock her out because she's not enough of a PC to have two separate pools. So I think how much do you deal? You got your base
There's
3,
base,
so 4, 5,
and
6.
then plus 2 for the stick. Okay, yeah, and then the triumph's a success, isn't it? So yeah, 6.
Triumph is a success as well.
Yeah.
6, and then another strain equal to your normal damage. So another 3.
So another 3.
What was that?
Yeah.
So 9. Okay. All right.
9.
So that is on top of whatever you normally want to spend your crit on. So she takes 9 damage to her brain zone.
So
and then you can spend that crit.
Brain zone.
So instead of a crit, okay, how about this? This is me trying the system because like magic can be a bit more customizable. Could it could it chain to like a group around her to like some of the more kind of like normal soldiers, like a kind of using like electric waves, like kind of
with magic normally you can do that. But you have to do it in advance because that would be adding the area effect. Yeah, so it gets harder the more big stuff you're trying to do. So what you can do is you can spend it to upgrade the difficulty of her next check. You can do something vital such as shooting the controls to nearby blast door. You can like disarm. You can disarm her. Right, it counts as like 3 advantage as well. So I think honestly she's close enough
knock her out?
that I think you can just knock her out. I think it's close enough to her
let's just knock her
threshold,
out.
and you got a crit. So I think I think so. She's shouting at her guys like it's a fucking barrel, and she turns. And you look at her and you just like, and she just falls over.
I like silently put her to sleep.
Yeah. So she falls asleep. So Yasna and Haley, you have 2 meters of vehicle bay ahead of you, and then Unit A has scattered, and you're basically looking down the barrel of this shuttle, and then what do we say if you come out and you turn right, you're going to drive right into the wall of fire. Or if you go straight, you could loop around the now exploded kitchen and head off towards the city. But Yasna, you're in the driver's seat. What are you going to do? Also, Johnny and Catherine are not in the vehicle.
Christine. So
Katie.
Johnny runs over, congratulates Christine.
You did it. Congratulations. Good job. Okay, we're going to head back to the vehicle. Here, let's just go arm in arm like this, like they used to do, okay? Here we go.
So she just clings to you.
Yeah. So he's like directing her back over to the vehicle, and they get inside.
Okay, so you jump into the back, which is not covered. It's just like open. But you jump in, and she like stays clinging to you. You get your arm seat belt, okay. So so they're starting to see a pattern, right, with like these like people passing out, and I actually think that we cut to an interior shot of the shuttle, and the shuttle now has in the back the guy that you originally knocked out, Autumn, is just like his helmet off, and someone else is like checking him to see if he's okay. He's unconscious. They're trying to wake him up. They've dragged Martin in here, and his body is strapped in and just like limp, and there's like blood, and he's still smoking a little bit. And then in the cockpit of the shuttle, we see a woman who is dressed like almost completely different from the rest. She's got armor on, but it's fairly sparse and like in like separately connected plates. There is a heraldry, like a shield that appears to be the sigil of the House of Crux, but also it's divided on the diagonal. And if I were a bigger heraldry dork, I could explain this properly. But it's divided across the shield, and on the other side is the symbol of the House of Triangulum. She has red hair, and it is like short-ish and curly. She's like a smattering of freckles across the bridge of her nose and little glasses, and she's leaned over a tactical display. And while all this like exploding and stuff is going on, she's just kind of like nodding and looking at it like, interesting. and like there's a little like a psychic detector that like flares up. And she's just like observing this data feed that's like flowing through the shuttle. So we cut back to Yasna and to Haley. What are you gonna do? There's a clear way ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Haley and I are like watching the rear view camera and waiting for Johnny and
I mean, the review camera is mushed up against a wall right now, but you can look outside and see them jump in.
So we see the light changes as they pass into the cab, and we're like, okay, look behind, they're in. I think I like just briefly turn to Autumn and just say, "Is that this scary?" And then look forward, like reacting to seeing basically Autumn making eye contact and then this person falling over. And then we gun it. And we're gonna go straight.
Now,
like, well,
tell me about this. Tell me about this gunning it. Are you going to drive forward as fast as you can and just smash into the shuttle? Or are you gonna peel out of there and rip across the commons? Give me some trajectory for your Givener.
First off, let me ask you. Is the fire, the storms, is it like a sort of a wall that can be driven through, or is it, is it just spreading fire?
So they're like a deforestation team, and these fields they've been decommissioned for a long time, and so they've just been allowed to grow, and then all of that growth has died. So it's like have you ever seen like a dead, like a blueberry bramble or something like that? Like it's massive density of dry, flammable plant matter, and behind it there are teams of firemen who are just burning it away. Right, so they're advancing slowly, and what's happening is that as these teams are advancing, it's creating a wall of fire that is burning ahead of them. So as they advance, so too does the wall. It isn't. It's like a brush fire, yeah, but it isn't like thick. Like theoretically you could drive through it, but you would be driving towards what's behind it, which is phase 2, which are these big floating agricultural repurposing drones, and they're churning up the ground and like burying all the burnt soil so that these fields can be used again. But you might be able to weave in between the big churning arms. Like it's hella dangerous down that way, but you could still go that way. It's not like you're going to crash into a literal wall.
So Star Wars. I love it.
I see. Here's what.
Also, no one knows how to drive, but that's fine.
Here's what I'm thinking is happening: is that like we could go straight-ish, and you said go around the mess hall, go south from our location, but that would be the wall of fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think what we want to do is use the wall of fire to hide ourselves. So go south.
Use it. Just drive through the wall of fire as cover.
Go south and then drive along the wall of fire east, and then we can go north to the city. We're going to use the wall of fire to our advantage. Yeah.
This would require you driving through the wall of fire first.
Correct.
Which I'm not saying that to discourage you. I'm just saying that would be the first action in a vehicle whose back is open.
Okay. I mean this is a reinforced. I'm just let me double check. I thought I heard you say this is a reinforced truck.
Yes, the cab of the truck is armored. That is correct.
Okay, it's a reinforced truck. We're gonna spend a second in the wall of fire?
Yeah, exactly. You'll be leaping through it, right? This is
right. I mean, we're
before. He's been lit on fire.
Is Autumn gonna be protected in the cabin? Is what I would.
Autumn is in the cab. Yes, Autumn is in the cab right now.
Then we're going to use the wall of fire as our.
I'm just going to look over at Yasna for one quick moment and just be. What was the other girl's name, Adam? Just because I can't read. It's like, is it Helia? Hilda?
Hadil. Perfect. So as soon as you remember that Hadil exists.
Yeah, I was going to. I'm like, don't forget about. And then
you look up and you see, because you're looking over here, crouched over here, and she's got like some kind of shiny metal object, and she's like flicking it at you to like try to get your attention. She's crouched down over here behind the shuttle.
Behind the
You
shuttle?
see her. Yeah. Because she blew up the mess hall and then she hooked around and is like using the shuttle as cover right now.
If she is not careful with that mirror,
towards
she will blind me as I am trying to drive.
Can we swing by and pick her up? All right, wiping blood.
This
from
is
my
not
nose.
a carpool, Autumn.
Johnny will attempt to like strong arm her like into the back as they go by.
So you're like, all right, we're gonna go by. Johnny's gonna lean out and grab Hadil as you go by. Okay, sure.
He'll do it.
Sure.
He'll do it. He'll do it.
Okay.
What a hero.
All right.
Got you.
Yeah, fuck it.
Johnny Five.
Um,
I need a hero.
All right. I'm with the team on it. I'm with the team. I will head towards.
Try and swing past
All
her
right,
and grab her.
so in the moment, bought for you by the exploding barrel, and by the knockout of their sergeant, you are going to jam it out of the vehicle bay, pull a hard right, and gun it for the wall of fire. As Hadil runs towards you and hopefully gets the plan, like jump aboard. And Johnny, you're gonna lean out with your arm, like, come on.
Oh yeah, straight up.
Yeah, that's the plan.
He's done this before.
Okay. Haley,
Look, man,
while
you
all
don't.
this is
you
going
don't,
on, what
you don't
are you
get
doing?
far in life without taking risks, Adam.
I love this.
You know.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. So Haley, is there anything that you would like to be doing? Because I feel like you're sitting here in the side, like on the passenger side, just kicking your little feet, and you've got the panel in front of you, which you can pay attention to.
Oh yeah, I'm in the middle, in the little like fake seat between
right
Autumn
in between
and
Autumn and
Yasna.
between mom and other mom. Okay.
I still have the controller from the other flying
From
friend.
the drone.
From the drone.
That drone is very dead. If you look at the controller, it says
yes.
Yeah,
Is there
no
any
go on
way
it. But
to
yeah, you
like
have it.
reroute the controller to a different drone?
I don't think so, because remember, this controller came out of the drone, right? Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I think she just has her like hand-drawn map up on the dashboard and is trying to help navigate
Sure. Okay.
Yasna in the right direction.
Okay. All right. So the shot as we began the episode, the shot ends on Yasna sitting in the driver's seat, about to gun it. You put it in drive, and then I don't know what's the look on Yasna's face. What is our closing shot, right? Because it's you right before you gun it.
No longer remember how we started with the red face and all flush. Now it's like it completely just her pale skin and no sweat and just like intense focus. And maybe is like we come in, you can see like the fire glaring and people and the shuttle and then the deal flashing the mirror in the face and then maybe the shot of the foot like slamming down into the pedal.
Yeah, we see your boot slam down
right before it actually.
Yeah, totally. And the pedal is also like, the Gearheads rebuilt this vehicle because the pedal is like shaped like a Bigfoot like footprint or something. Like they've got like a custom monster truck pedal on there. So we just see your boot slam down on it. We hear the engine roar and then slam to credits. Yes. See how merciful I am? I'm letting you roll at the beginning of the next episode when you have all your story points instead of being like you have disadvantage on everything you roll.
Yep.
So there you go. Cool. So we will find out how the escape from this farm goes at the beginning of our next episode. Cool. Action packed. Thank you, everybody. These episodes just fly by. 10 minutes after we were supposed to take a break, I was like, oh shit, yeah, we've been playing for an hour and a half. Break, we gotta do the thing. I'm just like, no, more shapes. Cool. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. We're gonna do some shout outs and then go record the post show. So let's start with Haley this time. Vana, do some shout outs for us.
Okay, my name's Vana. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Vana 5 days a week, streaming the video games. You can also find me doing GM and role-playing stuff over at Saving Throw Show. as well as right here next week. And also, if you're going to Gen Con this year, I am going to be jamming a live episode of Pirates of Pugmire, which is actually some content for the Pugmire system from Onyx Path that hasn't come out yet. If you want a preview of that and to see some cool role players doing that, that's going to be on Thursday at 3 p.m. Tickets are only $2. We got some left, so go ahead and snatch those up while you can. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Thank you. Down below, playing Johnny Collins, Elspeth, do the thing.
Hi, I'm Elspeth. I like ants. That's it.
Fucking ants. God damn it.
That's it. That's just done. I love it. I love it. Ah!
I'm Elspeth.
So
I
good.
like ants. I didn't remember that. Next time I see you
I
at a
like
con, I'm just
turtles.
going to throw a box of ants at you.
Do it.
And be
Do
like,
it up.
hey, ants, thanks.
Oh,
Coming to us live from the golden seas of grain of Nebraska.
That's
it's
right.
djWheat. Do your
I
shout
really
outs,
wanted
djWheat.
I really wanted to go through that grain silo, but I don't
know.
think we're going to get to do that. I love playing with you guys. I just want to take this moment to say thank you, Elspeth, Vana, Mark, Adam. This is a great way to cap off my week to be able to do my first stream as a role play from Omaha. So that's all I got to say. You guys are awesome. You made this a kick-ass 3 hours, so thank you. And thank you everyone who showed up. Appreciate that.
likewise.
Awesome. And
Aw.
last but not
wholesome.
least, our fragile psychic human who's also playing a fragile psychic human. Mark, do the thing.
Yeah, like Marcus said, like this is a blast. I kind of said it a bunch in chat. I love the craziness of the group. It's definitely blends well with my particular form of brand of madness that I do. If you want to watch more stuff with me, the main thing I do is I do a D&D show called High Rollers. It's every Sunday, and for the moment, we're currently doing about 5 hours of D&D every Sunday. We do our regular show on Yogscast, twitch.tv/Yogscast, from 5 till 8 UK time, and then we go over to twitch.tv/D&D, where we're doing a new mini-series, which is only 10 episodes long. It's all set in the Hells in Avernus as part of the new module that's coming out. And it's really good fun. You should come and check that out. And a big thank you to everybody who came out to watch and for the awesome GM and players. It's a good time.
Thank you. So yeah, if you want to, you can find me on Twitter at skinnyghost or twitch.tv/Adam Coble. Thank you to everybody for coming and watching. Your support, especially in these early episodes of a new season, is always appreciated. I hope everybody's enjoying the weird shapes. You can see already two sessions in just how different this system is and how much more cinematic it is than the Stars Without Numbers system. They both have their strengths, but I'm really enjoying the way y'all are picking up on the granularity of the system. It's been pretty cool. I'm gonna hand out some experience, and then we're gonna go and record the post show. So let's do XP. So how do we do this last time? It was 10 base, I think,
10
and then
base.
you get 10 for the base, and you get 5 for each one. Is that how we did it?
That's what you did last time, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I think we'll keep doing that then. So everybody gets 10 experience, and then if your desire, fear, strength, or flaw came up, complicated things for you, you get an extra 5 for each one. Does anybody have? Let's go around. Mark, did any of yours come up?
I mean, I don't think so. I wasn't particularly safe. I don't think my fear came into it just yet. The only thing I thought was maybe the fact of like trying to check up on Martin was like her ideals and like not wanting to kill people and trying to look after.
I think
like,
if you had
Martin.
risked
To
anything
run out and
for
grab
it,
him,
like
yeah.
I think it was the first. Like if you had learned he was still alive and then like tried to help him, then
that would have counted
maybe
for that and recklessness. Yeah, no, that's fine
Yeah.
then. So I'll just take the base 10.
Okay. All right. Haley, how about you?
I think again, adaptability, just the whole situation kind of causes for switching the plan at the last second to accommodate new information. And then also maybe her fear of obscurity. I think with the like showmanship she took upon herself in this episode, maybe it was like, oh yeah, the soldiers of this particular
they were. I think
crew
that they
are
were.
gonna
They were.
remember this situation.
I think they were present, but I don't think that they like caused you trouble enough to warrant getting the reward for it. So like obscurity if you had made sure that these Crux dudes knew that it was you, if you had like leaned out and like waved at them like, hey assholes, then maybe, right? Like you get the XP rewards when your qualities come up in a way that pushes the narrative in a direction that it wouldn't have gone if your character didn't have
Okay.
that thing.
Mhm.
So yes, being adaptable definitely helped, but I don't think it qualifies for the
Okay. So just regular 10.
Yeah, stick to 10. Johnny, what about you?
I think his fear definitely came into play here today, where he was, afraid of being useless, and he kind of was in that
Oh yeah.
loop with Christine, where it was just like, oh God, and he also had that his flaw as well, where he was repeating himself. It was kind of just like, we're just, I guess, gonna keep doing this because I have no way of shutting off the loop. So, all right, I'll just keep comforting you because please don't leave me,
Yeah, I think
and I won't leave you.
I think your fear for sure. I definitely think that one countered, right? Because it was that like abandonment, like getting caught in that loop with her. You could have just been, it would have been smarter to just be like, back off, like stop it. Like I need some space. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. So take the 5. So you got 15.
Okay.
And then Yasna, how about you?
I'm probably just base 2.
Is the base 10? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, an episode like this where it's mostly like action is harder usually to earn that XP. But when we have unless you crash and you all die next time, we'll have some more like
now if I would have
get to know the characters.
If I would have backed out of the garage, could I have lobbied for like adaptable?
I think you have to be in a situation where things go bad and then you like having a different plan is one thing, but like failing and then flipping that failure on its head, that's how you get that reward, right?
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. So it's only the second session. We're getting to know the characters. Cool. All right.
Good.
That's
Cool.
that's it for our episode. We're gonna go and record our post show. If you want to watch that, pop over to patreon.com/roleplay and you can back at, I'm not sure what level it is for the post show videos, but they're all available there. You can go check it out. And that'll do it for us. We will see you next time for episode 3 of Roleplay Far Verona. Thanks again for coming. Bye everybody.